Hi, this is Tony from Dragon Ears. I'm here with Justin today, and we're going to be doing a boxing of My Dungeon. We've got the Master of Dungeon set sitting here before us, and we're kind of excited to get into it. Just a little note, we are not professional YouTubers, so if the sound's off, video's off, that's why. We might be putting up some videos later on showing these sets in use with our full group when they get here. So without further ado, or don't, let's get started. So we're going to bring the first one up here. First thing I have to say, it looks like it's packed well. Yeah, I have 3 identical boxes like this. They have a good weight to them. So let's take our knife and let's go here a little bit around the corners. Also, never done an unboxing video before. A lot of firsts today. Okay. Gummy bears. Okay. We'll get rid of that paper. Some nice little bubble wrap. I'm going to set this on the floor. Okay. So we're just going to open one of these. There's no sense in opening all 3. I'll show you the other 2 later. So this was kind of my concern at the beginning, is that this was going to be like a cheap paper, but it is cardboard stock, but it looks to be pretty good. It's put together pretty well. I don't know if I can get a good view on the camera in there. It's nated in there, so nice design on the front. And these sets are apparently numbered. So we'll put that to the side. We got a nice little letter here. And some sample dungeons. Yeah. Probably not going to be using those. I'll explain why later on. Okay. First edition, backer number 38. That's me. Certificate of Authenticity. There you go. Just like that there. There you go. Build your own game. Okay. They do have a website, and I'm hoping they're going to be putting more stuff up. So I'm probably going to link that in the video when I'm done recording. So some packing peanuts. Always good to have. Okay, this looks like I just ran into a box of some of the extras. Okay, yeah, this is going to be like piles of, I guess it could be gold, or if you wanted to paint it right, you could make it piles of trash or mildew. Looking at the texture of it,
Can you use gold? Depends on things.
Yeah, it looks like you could pretty much use it how you'd like. If you painted it gold, it could be gold. If you wash it with some greens, yellows, and blacks, you might have it just look like trash or mold, or some browns in there as well. Yeah. Yeah, you could use it pretty much how you'd like. And a couple of chests in there. Nice little treasure chest. All right, get that in there. God, I suck at this. But, you know, it is what it is.
Put it up in here. Okay.
This video is mostly for my other players who are going to be seeing this, also for some of my friends, and for those of you who are on the Kickstarter, you might be seeing this. I'm going to send this to the. God, I'm bad with names. He has his name on there. His name is Jose Moscoso. Yeah, and he's probably going to put it up. So these are the archways. Now, I remember the original design of the archways had this as one piece, yeah, but because of fragility, they decided to separate it into two pieces, and I think the idea is good. It allows you to do different things with them, you know. If you wanted to have it be like a larger archway, you can just sort of imagine a top on there, or you could just like have it come up together. You know, if you want to have a column or something in between it. You know, there are things you can do with it. This is like you all know, or should know, it's a magneted system, so it will stick on a magnet board. We're going to pull that out later. But that's what the archways look like. They're pretty nice. So let's just set these in here for now.
They don't get destroyed.
Yep. Okay, these are just going to be some single columns. We're not going to pull every piece out, of course. Oh, we will, but once the camera's off. Do we need the knife again?
Yeah.
I need to keep that close to me. As far as the packing goes, they are very well packed. You know, in shrink wrap, in bubble wrap. We all know, those of us who are on the Kickstarter know that the material has its pluses and minuses. It is a more fragile set, not the toughest material, but it will take those washers really well. And, you know, for somebody like me who's going blind and can't quite see well enough to paint like I used to, that's going to be a definite bonus. And when you have a large set like this and you don't have the time, it's going to make painting the set that much quicker. So let's just, you know, get an idea. Now, I said it, now I feel like I gotta show it. Is maybe if you had, I don't know, like a larger archway between, and a column in between it, I don't know. Didn't look as good when I set it up.
Well, it's good as a hit.
Yeah. So, and these are, okay, yeah, I remember these. These are going to be the coffins, yes. You're dealing with undead. Justin here's opened many a coffin. Grave robber.
Way too much.
Oh, yeah, they're actually very nice, yes? They're actually they're simplistic, but nice. They're more likely what you would see in an actual dungeon. You know, although they do look new, which is something they might be a bit more weathered. Well, I don't know, with the stains you could probably make it look how they're intended to look.
You can even coffins and stuff if you want.
Yeah, I'm sure. Okay, so I just opened the next box, and that looks to be our floor pieces. Okay. That's one thing I was curious about. I was curious if there were magnets on the floor pieces. It doesn't look like it. It looks like they're just supposed to be just sort of wedged in there. I don't think that really needs the magnets on there, but if you wanted to, I'm sure you could add a magnet to the bottom, hot glue it in or whatever. I don't think it needs it though. Yeah, the texture on the floors is very nice. I mean, you might want to alter them slightly. What I'm impressed with is they don't all look exactly the same. Yeah, and you know, it's going to add a bit of diversity when you're going through your dungeon. All of my pieces really look intact. I don't want to unpack them all, but I see no hint of breakage on them. I know some people have had problems with it with the earlier sets, but so far so good. I have seen nothing in mine that has caused any cause for concern yet.
Don't want to touch it. I'm destroyed. I know me.
So I'm going to put this back in the little box here. It's nice that it's all compact to be put away. I don't know how that's going to hold up over time knowing our group.
Yeah. Oops. Oh, it fell down.
Well, no, that's not quite what I mean. You see, the way we're going to do it, when you play either Theater of the Mind, or you play with a dungeon setup, or you do a bit of both. And we play mostly Theater of the Mind. But there are situations where it's nice to have a visual. Yeah, and that's where this set is likely going to come into the most use by us. Is when they come into a room or a chamber, we're not going to be doing every little hallway and every little nook and cranny. I'll have a dungeon pre-set up, or not a dungeon, but a room or a series of rooms maybe, pre-set up, ready to go. And when they trip those rooms, when they actually come into them, I can pull out one of those magnet boards, with a full setup on it, and we'll be ready to go. Then they can start putting their miniatures where they need to put them, and combat can go forward. Can you look? I have a brush. I think either in the kitchen or up here. It's a larger brush, because we do want to. This here is the wash, and we do want to take a look at the wash. I mean, not right away. We're going to open a wall first. I think that's it. Yeah, that's exactly it. I had meant to already bring that forward here. That's the kind of a brush you're likely going to need for a wash. Most of my paintbrushes are extremely tiny as they're for painting miniatures. I'll have to remove that sticker, it's fine.
I don't like that sticker.
Okay. I was expecting almost this bottle to be, he talked about the fragility of the bottle, but I was expecting it to be a lot thinner than it is. It actually is a pretty solid bottle. You still want to be careful, yeah? I don't want people to get overconfident, but it still looks pretty solid. So since we opened the wash, we may as well open some of the walls. Well, let's just inch this out a little bit. Okay. Now, like I said, I haven't completely opened this. I'm just looking at it through the packaging. But I see, I don't know. I see nothing in here that shows any kind of breakage. You would see it through here.
Nothing.
Yeah. This looks like it, but no, those are actually two smaller pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just two smaller pieces. There's no magnets on them. What are those? Or maybe they're packing pieces? Maybe they're not even part of the system. But no, you see nothing with breakage. So I know that was a concern of his, yeah? That he was having trouble with at the beginning is many of the sets were coming with one or two pieces, broken. But so far, no problems. Where's my... Yeah, I'm old. So, I'm going to open this up, take a look at it. Now, I'm hoping this is recording and doing everything it's supposed to do, because, God, I'd have to start from scratch.
We have two more packages, though.
Yeah, we can pretend this one never happened if that happens, but...
Close it again.
But no, well, let's hope not. God, no.
Yeah.
This cork is in there. I know he said something about opening it, and I can't remember what it was.
Opening it.
Like being careful.
Spit everything.
No, I've got it. Just had to rock it back and forth a little bit. I did shake it earlier while... Okay, so... I got the Camelot Gray.
You have to make it wet before? Or just
Make what wet?
The,
Well, this is supposed to be just as easy as coming straight over it. Yeah. I'll put it on the video there. And it's supposed to go in all the little nooks and crannies. It's not going in that nook and cranny. Maybe need a little more wash. Oh gosh. Went in the nooks and crannies now. Yeah, so it just goes right on there. There's really no work to it. I can imagine, in an evening knocking out probably a set if you had nothing better to do. I mean, if you're sitting there just watching or listening to either music or maybe some Critical Role or something.
there was some videos.
Uh-huh.
It's not hard to do.
Put a little something on there. Oh, it's going really quick. I probably shouldn't be doing both sides at once.
Yeah, where you
But-
put it.
I'm impatient. It's a failing.
Yeah, I noticed. You shouldn't paint the bottom.
Why not?
Because the magnets maybe.
I don't think this is wash. I don't think it's going to, and it's not really painting. I'm just going over the bottom.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Maybe set it on a piece of paper.
Well, okay.
Maybe can give you a bigger piece.
I mean, in really no time at all, you've got something like that. Now you could add some actual, some modeling moss to this, or
There's even in there and stuff.
yeah,
The
yeah.
wall.
This is one of the larger walls that's gonna have something like that. I didn't get everything in there. I can see that now. You might want to go over this like once or twice, depending.
Depends how dark you will want to have it.
Yeah. Now the thing that I was the top of the wall. Yeah, it doesn't really want to take the color as well. It's not really sinking in there. I don't know. It probably doesn't really need it, but once it's dries, it should be enough. Maybe once it dries, go over it again and give it a second coating. That's no, but as far as that goes, we just wanted to do one piece. Put that on top of the paper. I'm going to set this here to dry and hopefully not knock it over. I'm not going to be doing any stress tests on it, so if you want to do a stress test on your own sets, feel free. But I want to keep my sets intact. I've seen others do a stress test on it, and I know these pieces are stable. Yeah, I mean if you put a lot of pressure on them, you're going to break them. But that's with like almost anything. As far as the tiles go, the floor tiles, those are supposed to be a lot more squishy.
Yeah, I know.
So this is another set of arcs, so there's no need to open that up. Yeah, so okay, so that's really good. I'm happy and impressed with this set. Like I said, there's going to be a follow-up video showing the set in use. And like I said, how we're going to use it as opposed to how some of you may use it might differ. As I said, we are mostly theater of the mind. And the reason I do need the Master of Dungeons so many sets is exactly because of that. Because I'm going to need a lot of different rooms and settings set up beforehand instead of going on and building. When you're building like in a row, you can always take pieces from behind and add to what you're building in the front. Yeah, but when you're doing it the way I'm planning on doing it, you're going to need full rooms set up, ready to go. So you can just pop the room down, place the miniatures where the characters are coming in, have your creatures in the room where they need to be. Yeah, and then you can initiate combat, and everybody moves where they're going to move. But that thing's taking the color a bit. So set this to the side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's heavy.
Oh, did you think it was made out of paper?
Of course not.
Okay. So I'm just going to really quick pan the camera over so you can see the other two boxes, I hope. Yeah. Now we're going to open those boxes more quickly now. Not do a full review, but just looking for how stable it is. Yeah, just so everybody who's getting sets in season 2 can have the peace of mind that he's improved his packaging. So move this over on this top.
Put it in there carefully again.
I'm gonna need that knife again. Now, this piece is mostly dry already. Looks good. I'm gonna put it closer to the camera.
And it's quick. That's good. Quick paint.
God.
You still have some pieces?
That's actually fine on the top. I was a little worried, but I think if I go over it one more time, it'd be the right darkness.
Still have some pieces left? No. It's everything.
Well, this piece here.
Okay.
I'll leave it out here in case anybody wants to look at it.
I
And I've got the wash here, but I don't want to put the wash back in unless I've had it opened.
think it will stay good like that.
What?
Don't break.
It should be fine.
Just don't like tilt it. Because it ties it very well.
Okay. So, what I didn't do, and I'm gonna have to do with one of these sets,
Or
I
magnet.
didn't take the magnet board out.
Yeah, I also
But- Yeah, we're going to be opening some of these up, so we can do it that way. And the reason I'm opening all three because one set without problems could be a fluke, yeah. If you got two sets without problems, you're doing pretty good. If you got three sets without a problem, I think you're on the right track. And I'm pretty sure he's going to want to know if he's on the right track or not.
Oh,
Okay.
not so bad. Wait, I can give it to you. Sticker.
I'm going to give some final thoughts once I've gone through these. I can probably give them now a little bit. The sets are nice. I hope he continues with this. I hope he does a season 2 maybe, or not a season 2, a set 2, a My Dungeon 2, part 2 or 2 or whatever. I would like to see maybe some curved walls or most definitely some caverns. Yeah? Straight dungeons are great. They're the most often used, but there are caverns. Now that he's got his business set up, hopefully, and he's got his website, I'm pretty sure you can order from his site to get what you need. Then we're going to go through this a bit more quickly. Okay, these were boxes and stuff. I remember that. That was from another one of the stretch goals. Yeah, there's nothing broken in there. They all look fine as well.
Yeah, they won't break too easy.
Yeah.
That's dirty.
Now he's got these packed really well. I can imagine how annoying it must have been for him to do what he wanted to do and still have to have the problems he was having. That would have gotten on my nerves. And I see something here that's got me a little concerned.
I see it, yeah.
But I don't know if that's just.
Be careful when you put it out. That is not. You will see it when if it's.
Yeah, I know. I'll see it once I get it out of the packaging. It could be just the way it's supposed to be. Okay, it's a doorway. Oh, with doors. Okay.
Can you move them? You can open them.
It looks like it's broken down here. Yeah, but it's in one piece. Maybe it's been glued. I don't know. But it's in one piece. I mean, that's what I would have done anyhow if any of the pieces had been broken.
Yeah,
The doors are actual functional, which is nice.
that's good, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This one doesn't look too sturdy.
Well, when you're dealing with such thin pieces on the
Yeah,
top and bottom,
it's
they're
hard.
going to be a bit rougher to
Yeah,
do.
you can't do it
I don't know how he would improve that design other than have metal going through the top and bottom somehow.
Yeah, that's the only
But,
way.
somehow inside that,
Maybe
I
have a metal plate.
don't know how he would do it. This looks like it's cracked, but it's part of the design of the other side. There's nothing on there, so it's like just part of the design. The only improvement I would have made maybe on this, I'm not really showing this piece very well, am I? You know, it's a door. It's made out of plastic. The only thing I would think would have improved that is if this may have been somehow wood, but I'm asking for a lot. I know I am.
But wood doesn't hold long over age.
Yeah, but it looks so much better.
Yeah, you can paint it like wood.
I know you can. Okay. Now this has the same thing, so it is part of the design.
Yeah.
It's just this one here had it on the bottom, which had me sort of wondering, and this one doesn't. Yeah.
But it looks dirty. It's close
Yeah.
together. So.
It's together, so it's fine. So far, no broken pieces. No.
The only thing I noticed on the top part is pretty loose. But you can see through it even nice.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine.
the
though.
mold.
That's fine. So there's our doors. I didn't notice the doors on the other side. Did I just bypass those somehow? Oh, I might
I
have.
don't think so. Okay, all those.
Yeah, I just may have bypassed them. So here's the stairs column. I extra splurged and got the stairs. I wanted to order some more pieces, but after there was a slight problem, and I think it had more to do with Kickstarter than anything else. It could have been also me not having ever done it, participated in the Kickstarter before. When I ordered the stairs, it deleted my Master of Dungeons order, and well, that was a mess. But you know, I thought if I was ever going to order any add-ons to this, I would do it after. Okay, those are actually really nice. I like the way the stairs are designed. I was kind of, you know, I'm used to the traditional stairs that just go, you know, up or down, and having these corner stairs, it is a bit more versatile. I'll give it that, and they do look nice.
They've used them even when I played Majesta. We
Uh-huh.
had stairs that went down like that.
Yeah, that's true.
They
Yeah.
worked there.
Double stairs down. Okay. So put that down. We're not, like I said, remove everything from this box so we can get to the. Okay.
Those parts.
Well, something happened here that I don't think he intended. But it still doesn't look like anything was broken.
What's happened?
Well, it's everything just shifted wrong. See that?
Oh,
Yeah.
I see it, yeah.
Yeah. It shifted wrong, but nothing appears to be broken.
So it should be like that, sure.
Yeah. Like I said, this all has to come out. So put everything in the lid. Pop that out.
Are there solo pieces? Like one?
Yeah.
Everyone? Yeah. That's some of it, right? Oh, now I see, yeah. Yeah, okay.
So I'm not going to open all this. All I'm looking for is evidence of anything that might be broken. Yes. And like I said, it's more for his information than anything else. This is fine. Everything is solid and intact. So
Yeah.
this will be in the lid. Okay, now we get one of these packing peanuts out of the way. Now we get to the magnet boards. Mm-hmm.
They all look perfectly intact.
Yeah. Now I'm not sure how much I'm going to be using these particular magnet boards. Like I said, I'm going to be setting up rooms. If I can get the room I want on top of one of these, I will definitely be using it. If not, I will be getting different boards. Okay, so there's the piece on the board painted. Yeah. I was afraid to do this, but yeah, to the side, upside down. It holds good. It holds well. You got one tile here? Give me a
I think it goes small.
four tile.
Or-
No tile. It's going to be one of these.
But they don't stick to them.
Yeah, that's kind of the point. Just to see how it sort of looks together. Like I said in my second video, you're going to see more of that.
Well, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
They stick good.
And that's just a little column piece.
Yeah.
So you can imagine how this wall piece is sticking.
It is one piece.
Now, like I said, this hasn't been washed yet, but just so you can sort of see the two pieces together. Yeah. When you have a second column here and another piece here, or however you're going to do your room, it's going to be in there. It's going to be fine.
That's the same wash?
It's the same wash.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just going to leave this magnet board up here for now. So that concludes set number 2. So set that, I'm just on the couch on the other side.
Now I can just close it.
Oh, we're going to this here because it's going to go in there.
Then I'm not gonna close it. I
Wash
can zone it.
here.
I can zone it in a bit.
Put some of this trash out of the way. Yeah, there'll be no editing in this video. We're not that talented. There are people in our group who are more talented, and when we actually do our gaming videos that show the set in use, those will probably be edited. Who is it, David or Christoph that knows how to do it?
David.
David? Uh-huh. I know Michelle knew how, but sadly she's in Switzerland now. And for those of you in America, we are filming this from Germany. I live in Germany. So that was one of the big selling points of this set, believe it or not, is I was looking really hard at Dwarven Forge. I mean, it's a beautiful set, but it's expensive as hell, yeah? Just out of the gate expensive. And the thing on top of that is having it shipped over here to Germany. I mean, then you go from expensive to, oh my God, expensive. And, when you don't have that kind of money and when you're, just a regular working class gamer, you need options. And this is a good option.
Number 3.
Set number 3. Number 3 in the house.
Actually, that's
That's odd that I opened the right one first.
The other day you opened it. First one perfectly. That's nice.
Okay, so set number 3. Pulling the top off. Like I said, we're going to be going quick. Here's the wash again.
Oh, yeah, the mini wash even.
Yeah, this is a
The cream?
Yeah, this is like a green mossy wash. Oh, open it up a little bit. And it looks like it might have leaked.
No, you good.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing with paints and things like that when you're shipping them. But it's mostly empty. Yeah, so far our only problem is that cork may not have been, I mean, it's not, I would not say it's the fault of how he did that. He's got it all put in there, but sometimes things just don't hold. I mean, it's not a big deal. You're gonna do washes. Most of us who paint, we make our own washes anyhow. It's making a wash is not a big deal. It's just color and water. So here's some more floor tiles. They all look from the surface intact. Where's my knife? There it is. Let's crack her open. And the only thing that I feel you have to be extremely careful with, well, the only things are the floor pieces. I think you want to handle those with care. These right here, and the doorways.
Yeah. Especially these door pieces, they're bigger.
Yeah.
They'll break easier.
Whoa. So put that here to the side. But no, they're all fine. They're perfect. Not a single crack in them. They're just like they need to be. Okay, it's in here. A couple more boxes of columns. I can see right through the plastic here. These are fine. No reason to pull those out. And our last walls. So these are going to have to open a little better.
They look fine.
They look fine. Yep, I see no breakage at all. Not necessary to open these up. I mean, you can see it from the bottom. If there was any breakage, you would see it just right away there. Yeah. The only thing that you have to open up to really check are the floors. I don't want to have all this stuff just flying around here at the moment, so. Or you want to do it? Yeah, that's going to be. I'm going to be able to put that to good use. Okay. So,
Number 38, first edition.
yeah, so we're going to wrap this up now. I think we've got everything we need to do. Like I explained how I'm going to be using it. I'm sure you're all going to be using it in your own ways. Yeah, but I would like to see. I'd like to see him have some more sets. Maybe a set number 2. You know, caverns and whatnot, something like that. Maybe if he wants to do a third or a fourth set, he could go into like mountainous regions, maybe forests, maybe even do a town set further on down the line. Yeah. When you start getting to town sets, you're not going to be able to get away with just washers, I'm sure. But I don't know. A large part of those buildings you might be able to wash. You know, you don't really need so much for interiors. For a lot of the town buildings, you just mostly need exteriors. I mean, if you have like a bar scene, if you had like a set with just a bar, would be nice. But that you could, that you'd want the interior of.
Bars like always good to have.
Oh
You
yeah.
always need it, especially in the beginning.
Yeah, in the tavern, yes. But that concludes that. We're going to try this out probably this weekend with the rest of the Dragoneers, and once we do, we'll upload that video. I don't think we're at this point going to show the whole gaming night. We game for like 5 hours, maybe 6 hours at a time.
Yeah.
That's a long video. So what we're likely going to have instead is just bring out the set when, like I said, because most of it's theater of the mind, when we're actually going to be using the set. You know, when I say, okay, you open the door and inside is, and I'll bring up the set this, and they can get more of a visual. Then I can explain to them more details of what they actually see that can't be represented by the set or by what I have for miniatures. And then we can see how they use the set in combat. That's the main reason that I have it. So I thank you. If you enjoy this anyway, please give it a like. I don't think you need to subscribe, not unless we really start taking off as far as making gaming videos go. We've been planning it for a while now, but actually getting up and doing it is going to be difficult. We can't do it at the moment because their characters are level 5. To start in the middle of a campaign like that, yeah.
A lot of
And there's a lot of homebrew stuff going on. So,
not a lot.
are you kidding?
Yeah, that's
Well, the Jester is definitely, Natalie's character is definitely, and
Oh, that's true.
yeah, and
Oh, Rain, that's true.
and this campaign is sort of linked into the previous campaign, and also linked into stuff you don't even know about yet. So yeah,
Oh, okay, spoilers.
spoilers. So let's just set theirs here on the table. What I would suggest is either way, if you're doing it with if you're building the full dungeon as the characters go along, they're walking down the path and you're just adding piece by piece as they go, or you're doing it the way I'm doing it with just in pieces. I don't know, especially if you're doing it, for full down the line. I probably wouldn't. The way I'm doing it, I might use these magnet pieces more. But if you're going to be using the full set like that, I might suggest getting a large magnetized board. Something that will, that you're not messing around with these little pieces, yeah? Or maybe tape them so you can sort of fold them and then lay them out large, by the back, of course, that you can sort of have like a fold out boom, 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 and you have 4 pieces sitting out. I'm going to be needing to move mine, so mine's probably going to be on a larger board and then this little magnet thing on there, and I'll just be moving the whole thing out. Like I said, for regular dungeon tiles, I have a large board back there that we set out when we need to do it. But this set's going to make that. This set's going to help a bit with immersion and detail. So, once again, this is Tony from Dragoneer signing out. And yeah, like I said, I should have already had my hand on the stop recording button, but amateurs, y'all have a good day.